Good day to all of you, and welcome to BJ's Esoteric Musings. I'm BJ, and I thought I'd pop in today because of all the churn that seems to be in flux as we move ever closer to this eclipse that's going to happen on Monday the 8th, which ironically is also my second grandson's 15th birthday. So I'm kind of curious to know how this might be impacting him as well. But I have been going back and forth, somewhat like all of you, I suspect, feeling like we're on that roller coaster that's up and down, sideways. I'm almost saddened at how many have been getting sick right now with different. It's like we're being asked to purge all the latest lagging uh, dead energy that's no longer serving any of us, that's being shoved out from all the little creases and crevices that we had safely, we thought, tucked them into. And the universe is now saying, oh no, I don't think so. It almost feels like the Spice Girls, which is a little after, my musical interest, but tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Yep, that's what the universe is saying to all of us. So I thought, like I say, I've been back and forth on topics, kind of waiting for a massive download of some type to bring you profound wisdom for this week, for last week, I was hoping. But um, like everything, I'm just hanging on to the tether and just trying to have my anchor point to kind of ride this wave. And that's what it feels like. Back to the old surfing days. We're just riding out those waves. So to that end, I thought, okay, I've been amassing some fabulous cards recently. Uh, are there any that aren't? I mean, every once in a while you hit a clinker, but rarely, right? And so I thought today I would pull cards for the whole community, for all of us, to see if it can give us an indication of whether to plant ourselves and ride this out, whether to just unleash the tether and let go and let the universe and divinity move us towards where we need to be. It is kind of one of those quandary moments. Is it time to let go of the side of the river, float out into the current, flip on our backs, and just ride it? And what a lovely ride it could be too. But I want to pull because again, I'm wondering, is this past life energy that we're purging out? Some of the latest, the last vestiges of what's been holding us. So, to that end, I'm going to pull from Past Life Oracle cards, which is Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss's deck from a while ago, because I'm sure many of you know that Doreen Virtue, uh, she just did a 180 in a whole different direction, apparently, at some point, and she's asking people to no longer. I guess she doesn't want her name attached to any of the cards. She's kind of become a Christian woman, which is fine and dandy if that's her journey. But I happen to have quite a few decks of hers, and I like her cards. So we're going to do that one, and we're also going to look at this one's kind of fun. Colleen Baron Reed, the Dream Weaver's Oracle. And I love the inside of the box that it comes in. Says the same thing on the top and the bottom inside. You are more than you know, meant for a magical and meaningful life. So, we're going to keep it short today, but let's pull some cards. I want to start. Let's see. Well, I've got this one in front of me, and this is the Dreamweavers. So let's see what these have got to say to us. I'll tell you, when I went out on the front porch this morning to just greet the day, and the first thing I was hit with was not only this beautiful sunrise that was coming up, but the sweet smell in the air of spring as the number of the trees are starting to blossom and bushes and all of that. And not a hay fever moment by any stretch, but just this beautiful, sweet, clean smell in the air. And I dearly love those days. Uh, oh, hello. I just noticed my cursor was on something that could be catastrophic. We don't want to do that. I've got enough tech issues going on, and I don't think I'm alone listening to everyone else. There's been a whole lot going on for sure. All right, so show me what the community most needs to know right now to be inspired and to move their way through this energy that is building, and it's been building for a bit. I mean, we're just going into Mercury retrograde, which in this case may be a good balancer. I was listening to the Cool Crone, Colleen, talking about that, and yeah, she mentioned that in this case, Mercury retrograde may be a mercy for us. So I'm going to hold to that. But yes, what does the community most need to focus on right now? Oh, oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, so those three from them, they just dove right off the table. All right, we're going to have one of those. Jumpas. We got jumpas. Okay. I got to tell you, if you haven't seen the, what do they call it? Unvarnished and uncaffeinated, or unvarnished and caffeinated something? Tarot Stash. Oh my God, their show yesterday, their April Fool's show. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, but go check it out. If you need a good chuckle and you just want to let your hair down literally, check them out. It's brilliant. Okay, so 3 more cards, please. 3 more cards. This is from Past Life Oracle. Let's see if we have past life influences in the community that we all need to be aware of. Okay, what's on the bottom? Oh, Greco-Roman. Boy, there's going back in the archives a bit. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. I always say the cards don't lie, and they never do. All right. So, on the bottom, we have, I'm going to set these aside here, I think. I need a little more room. Okay. And I've got my trusty crystal here with me. Okay. So, we have all the willows know your name. To me, that says everything in nature is aware of us. They know who we are by name, and they are here to support us. This is a good one too. The animal energies are stepping forward and saying, if the dogs come circling around, and this card number happens to be 33, the other was 13. Interesting on the number sequences too. Okay, and this one, beautiful heart energy. When the weaver calls your heart, and I think we're all being called and quickened. I think you'd agree that this is really the case for us. And I'll tell you, I was just looking at all of my stones I put on. I was looking for one of my wrapped wire necklaces, and these I do beadwork, stone beadwork. This one happened to be one I put together recently, and then here I've got a couple more in all the blues, azurites. I've got everything and anything just hanging on for dear life. I've got a key on this one, a key here. So yeah, I figured all the stones, kind of like why I'm in this muted blues configuration too. So those are the first 3. and I love this. I'm going to go reverse on this. Authority figures, which is over when the weavers call your heart. So, so authority figures. I think we all know we're in the midst of a lot of dealing with authority figures right now, good, bad, or otherwise. Yeah. And this one grabs a little bit because I remember as a kid, my mother, when you didn't want to eat something on your plate, and I grew up in the generation that if it's on your plate, you eat it all, you don't waste anything. And if I dared try to waste something, my mother would say, well, think of the poor starving children. And I said, well, then send it to them. What has me eating this got to do with poor starving children? But food and hunger. I think we have a lot of food and hunger, not only in our country, but sadly around the globe. And we know those areas that are most in danger of starvation, and they're begging for assistance. And who can blame them? And that rests over if the dogs come circling around. Dogs circle around looking for scraps when they're hungry, right? Food and hunger. The last one, which rides over all the willows know your name. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. Forgiveness after my intro. That's the first video I did right after that, was forgiving in these times. Forgiveness. And the more we could forgive others, the hope is that we find the ability to forgive self. I realize it's so easy to be punishing to self when we so easily can forgive another. But forgiveness is freely granted when we accept it, embrace it, and put it out. So forgiveness. So I think I want to do a couple more just to kind of bring a message home. Sorry about those down there. I'm not going to go diving. Pearl diving. Oh. Bumblebees, we're in that time of year when the ones you need fly close. I see that, not, the things that fly and swirl around us, not necessarily in the physical, but our guides, our angels. And I was wonderfully reminded this weekend that even the ascended masters want to speak with us. Absolutely. So there you go. There's that one. One more clarifier, please. One more clarifier. And then we'll wrap this for today. And think about all the solar flares. When the weavers built the sun, wow. Drop the mic. For me, that's a drop the mic. When the weavers build the sun, and even the sun is complaining, the solar flares and everything else. And on another note, I might suggest you go looking into some of the science that has come out. I dropped a little feather in Danny Shea's cap on a topic I really wanted him to look into, because he resonated as the one that should look into that and do the reading. So I don't want to go into a lot of detail, other than the fact that it could be part of the craziness on the planet, is that for the first time ever since science has collected data, we have the polar vortex to the north as of last week did a 180 and is now going backwards. Backwards. And in Antarctica, that vortex is still going clockwise, but it's now sped up. Now think of that action. Something going this way, something going this way. How do you wring out a wash rag? I think Guy is feeling a bit like a wash rag right now. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Like I said, I'd love to hear what Danny Shea brings forward as he looks into this. But on that note, it's a whole lot of stuff to think about. But remember, the weavers are there. All those in the ethers are there for us if we just call upon them. We have to remember to call upon them. Be easy with ourselves in this time and just write it, write it, write it. Don't try to rework it. Don't try to control it. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with the energies, and the hope is that they will be gentle with us. And on that note, I wish you all a blessed Tuesday. I send out love to all of those of you who most need it, which is all of us. No kidding. We all need that extra love right now. And so I send that out to you with my blessings and knowing that we will get through this. This too will pass, and we will move on to better things as we go forward. So on that note, I'm going to leave that here. And this is BJ, Esoterics Musings. If you like what you've heard, please like, subscribe. You know, as they say, all the YouTubey things. Understand that this is for entertainment purposes only. I wish to offend no one. If you like what you have heard here today, please pass that along. Please take it with you and ponder it. If you can, give some communication back and make comments so I know where you're at on all this. And if you have anything you'd like me to look into, please share that as well. It's kind of hard having a one-way discussion. I understand these things take time, so I just am going to be patient. And on that note, this is BJ signing off. Bye now. Oh, it would help if my mic, there we go. Bye, guys.